My fiancé insisted I sell my ancestral home because it's old and her friends would judge. I said, I'll think about it. Then I put the house in a trust under my sister's name and put the engagement on hold. When she found out the house was no longer on the table for our future, she lost her mind. I, 34, male, am supposed to be in the final stages of wedding planning. Instead, I'm sitting in my great-grandfather's study, drinking a whiskey, and wondering if I'm about to make the biggest mistake of my life, or if I just avoided it. My fiancée, Tessa, 30, and I have been together for 3 years, engaged for 6 months. She's a lot, in a good way, I thought. She's an event planner, so her entire life is about aesthetics, image, and what things look like. I'm a data analyst. I care about what things are. I thought we balanced each other. I was wrong. The source of our first real fight is the house I'm currently sitting in. I inherited it from my grandfather. It was built by my great-grandfather, a man who started a small, successful milling company. It's old. 1920s, solid wood floors that creak, original glass in the windows that rattles, and pipes that groan. It's also paid off. It's my only real asset, and it's my family's anchor. I love it. I've been slowly restoring it. The library, my current location, has these incredible built-in mahogany shelves. On one sits the founder's ledger, a massive leather-bound book where my great-grandfather detailed the house's construction, from the cost of the first-growth lumber to the wages he paid the carpenters. It's irreplaceable. Tessa has never been a fan of the house. She calls it drafty. Last night we were discussing the wedding budget when she just dropped it. Timothy, honey, we need to have a serious talk about our living situation. What about it? I figured we'd have the carpets deep cleaned before she fully moved in. No, sweetie, we can't live here, not long term. I just stared at her. This is my home, Tess. It's paid for. It's our security. It's a tear down, Timothy. The lot is amazing, but the house itself, it's just old. That's kind of the point. My friends, our friends, they're all buying new builds in those nice planned communities. What will they think when they come over here? The kitchen is tiny, the bathrooms are ancient. This is where it went off the rails. Who cares what they think? We live here. I care, Timothy. They'll judge. They'll think we're, poor or something. Or just weird poor in a paid-off 30,000 square foot house because it has character. We could sell the lot for a fortune. We could take that money and build our dream house. Something new, something clean, something that doesn't smell like old books. She was looking at the library, at the founder's ledger. She wasn't just insulting my house, she was insulting my family, my history. She saw this place, this legacy, as a pile of cash to be liquidated for a generic box in a suburb. I felt cold, a kind of clarity I've never experienced. The woman I was about to marry was ashamed of my home. I needed to know how deep it went. Me? I asked. You'd really make me sell my great-grandfather's house because your friends would judge? Sensing she was losing ground, she shifted. No, not just that. For us. For our future. So we can have a fresh start, not in someone else's dusty old life. I looked at her, the woman I loved, and I lied. I'll think about it. She brightened immediately. Oh, good. I knew you'd see it my way. I already have a list of realtors we can talk to. She kissed me and went to bed, scrolling Zillow for new construction. I stayed in the library and I thought about it for a long, long time. Then I made 2 phone calls. The first was to my sister Chloe, 36. She's a lawyer, an extremely sharp, protective one. Hey Chloe, hypothetical. If I wanted to protect the house permanently, what are my options? From what? A natural disaster, I said. Me. From a potential future spouse who wants to sell it for a new build. She what? Chloe said. Timothy, you call me right now. We talked for an hour. She explained what an irrevocable trust was. The second call was this morning. I called the jeweler. We put a 50% deposit on her ring, with the balance due on pickup next month. I used funds from my own savings, not a joint account. We don't have any. Hi, this is Timothy. I need to put my order on hold indefinitely. Oh, is there a problem with the ring, sir? No, just a problem. Don't let it go. Just hold it. This morning, Chloe and I met. I signed the documents, the house, the lot. Everything is now the property of a trust. Chloe is the trustee. The beneficiaries are any future children I may have, and if none, her son. I am, for all legal purposes, a tenant in my own home. It cannot be sold. It cannot be used as collateral. It is protected. Tessa is currently at a wedding weekend with her bridesmaids. She has no idea. She's been texting me links to $1.2 million new builds all day. I don't know what I'm going to do. I mean, I know what I did. I just don't know how this ends. I feel sick and relieved. Is that possible? Update 1. It's been a week. Tessa got back from her trip, and the entitlement just ramped up. She came home to her own apartment, thank God, and immediately went into full-on general contractor mode. She'd had floor plans drawn up, floor plans for a new house on my lot. She called me, bubbling. "Timothy, honey, I had the best idea. We can live with my mom for the 6 months it takes to build. It'll be a little tight, but so worth it. I found a builder who can start demolition next month." "Demolition?" I said. "Yes, we have to act fast. I already have a realtor coming on Friday to appraise the lot value." I felt that same cold, sharp clarity from last week. She wasn't just suggesting anymore, she was executing. "Tessa, we need to talk. Can you come over tonight?" She showed up around 8 p.m., and she brought backup. Her mother, Barbara, 50, walked in with her carrying a bottle of champagne. "Timothy," Barbara said, smiling tightly, "we're here to celebrate. Tessa told me you're finally making a smart move. This old pile of sticks is an anchor, sweetie. You liquidate, you get that money working for you. It's what any smart man would do." "Hello, Barbara," I said. "Actually, that's what I wanted to talk about. Please sit down." They sat on my creaky sofa. Tessa was practically vibrating. "Is it the realtor? Did he give you a pre-appraisal? What did he say? 800? 9? I canceled the realtor, Tessa." Her smile froze. "What? Why, Timothy? We have to move fast." "And, Barbara, I appreciate the financial advice, but this pile of sticks is my home, and it's not for sale. Now, Timothy, don't be sentimental. A man has to provide, and Tessa deserves a home she isn't ashamed of." Ashamed. There was that word again. "I'm glad you brought that up, Tessa. I can't sell the house." "What do you mean you can't?" she snapped. "It's your house. Just call a realtor." "Actually," I said, "it's not anymore. I have never in my life experienced such a profound, immediate silence. It was like a vacuum." "You, what?" Tessa whispered. "I thought about what you said about how it's an asset and how it needed to be protected for the family. So I protected it. It's in an irrevocable trust now. My sister Chloe is the trustee." Tessa just stared at me. Her face went pale. You gave away the house. You gave my future to your sister." "I didn't give it to her," I said. "I put it in a trust to protect it from people who think it's just a pile of sticks to be liquidated." Tessa found her voice. It was shaky. "You did this behind my back. You lied to me. I said I'd think about it, and I did. I thought about how my future wife called my family's legacy embarrassing, and I acted." "Undo it," she said. "Call Chloe. Tell her to undo it now." "That's the funny thing about an irrevocable trust, Tessa. It can't be undone." Barbara stood up. "This changes everything. The down payment, Tessa's future. You financially neutered yourself before your own wedding, you stupid boy." "Mom, stop," Tessa said. She turned back to me, trying to summon tears. "Timothy, honey, look at me. This is a mistake. You were scared, I get it. But you have to fix this. Or what about us?" "I'm glad you asked about us, Tessa, because I'm not sure what us is anymore. Us was supposed to be a partnership, not this asset stripping." "Asset stripping?" she scoffed. "I'm trying to build us a life in a house that doesn't smell like old books." She flinched. She knew. "Since our future is suddenly a major point of negotiation," I said, "I thought it was best to pause the wedding planning indefinitely." "Pause?" she shrieked. "What?" I called the jeweler. "The engagement is on hold. We are on hold until I can figure out if I'm engaged to you or to a real estate speculator." Tessa broke. It wasn't sad crying, it was rage. She grabbed one of my grandfather's antique decanters and hurled it at the fireplace. It shattered. "You bastard, you're ruining my life. You're trapping me. You will regret this, Timothy. We will fix this." They stormed out. The front door slammed so hard a piece of plaster fell from the ceiling. I stood there alone in my creaky living room. I really did think she was the one. I felt hollow. But then I looked at the broken glass and I didn't feel hollow anymore. I felt like I had just dodged a bullet. A really, really expensive new build bullet. Update 2. It's been 2 weeks since the shattering. I've been okay. I had the lock on the back door fixed. It was always sticky. I bought a new decanter. I've been waiting for the other shoe to drop. It didn't just drop, it was a full-on boot to the head. The entitlement, I don't have words. First, the dirty tricks started. Trick 1, the office ambush. I got a call at my desk on Monday. It was lobby security. "Mr. Last name, there are 2 women here to see you. A Miss Tessa and a Miss Barbara. They say it's a family emergency." My stomach turned to ice. I went down bracing myself. The second I stepped out of the elevator, they were on me. Tessa, full-on waterworks. Barbara looking like a storm cloud. "This has gone on long enough," Barbara said. "You need to come with us right now and fix this." "Barbara," I said, "this is my workplace. You cannot be here. This is incredibly inappropriate." Tessa grabbed my arm. "Please, I was stressed. Wedding stress, that's all. I love the house. I do. I'll live here. I promise. Just get it back. Tell Chloe she has to give it back." I pulled my arm away. "It's not possible, Tessa. I've told you. It's done." "Don't be a fool, boy," Barbara snapped. "Your sister tricked you. She's jealous. She's trying to steal your inheritance. We'll get a lawyer. We'll prove she manipulated you while you were distraught." "Chloe is a lawyer," I said, and I was not distraught. I was disgusted. "Now you need to leave." I signaled security. They're leaving. I left them in the lobby. I had to file an incident report with HR. It was humiliating. Trick 2 was worse. Trick 2, the artifact heist. This is the one that ended it. I came home from work last night. I noticed my back door, the one I had just had fixed, was open. Just a crack. I went in, heart pounding. I called 911 while standing in the foyer. I walked through the house while on the phone with the operator. Nothing seemed gone. The TV was there, my laptop. Until I got to the library, it was tossed. Books pulled from shelves, cushions thrown, and on the floor, in the middle of the room, was the founder's ledger. It had been pulled out and thrown down. The spine was cracked. They hadn't taken it. They had just desecrated it. The cops came. They took a report. I told them about the dispute. I didn't name names, but I didn't have to. Attempted breaking and entering. Vandalism. It was so clear. They were looking for leverage. Barbara, with her "we'll get a lawyer" threats, must have thought the ledger was some kind of deed, or that it was worth a fortune, and they could hold it hostage. They were so stupid. It has no monetary value. Its value is history. I wasn't sad anymore. I was just cold. This wasn't a relationship problem anymore. This was an attack. After the cops left, I sat there for an hour, just looking at the cracked spine of that book. Then my phone rang. "Tessa," I answered. "Did you call the cops?" she demanded. "Did you call the cops on me?" "Someone broke into my house, Tessa," I said. "They vandalized my family's property. Yes, I called the cops. I just wanted to get my espresso machine. I left it there. You locked me out and you kept my espresso." My back door was jimmied open. My library was destroyed. You came for a coffee maker through the back door and tossed the library looking for it. Listen to me, you little—" Barbara's voice cut in, shrill and furious. "You are making the biggest mistake of your life. We are going to ruin you for this. You have humiliated my daughter. You have stolen her future." "You're right, Barbara," I said calmly. "I am making a mistake. Staying engaged to Tessa was the mistake." There was a sharp intake of breath. "What?" Tessa said. "No, Timothy, the engagement isn't on hold anymore. It's over. I'm calling the jeweler tomorrow. I'm getting my deposit back." "The ring?" she screamed. "That's my ring. You owe me that ring for my time, for my emotional labor." "I paid the deposit, Tessa. It's a conditional gift. The condition was marriage. You broke the condition when you called my heritage embarrassing, and then broke into my home." I hung up. I called Chloe. "Chloe, they broke in. They tried to take the ledger. I have a police report. It's over, and I think I need a restraining order." Final update. It's been 3 months. The dust it hasn't settled. It's more like a toxic cloud that's finally moving away. Here's the wrap-up. The legal fallout was spectacular. Barbara and Tessa, true to their word, hired a lawyer. A real shark type. Billboard lawyer. They sent Chloe, who officially represented me, a demand letter. It was a work of art. They claimed promissory estoppel. They argued that I had promised Tessa a certain lifestyle, that is, the sale of the house and a new build, and by fraudulently concealing my assets by putting the house in a trust, I had financially and emotionally damaged her. Intentional infliction of emotional distress because I broke up with her and falsely accused her of breaking and entering, causing public humiliation. Replevin, a fancy word for give me the stuff. They demanded the engagement ring, which they laughably valued at $25,000, almost double what I paid, and $75,000 in damages. I was stressed. This is what real people get scared of. A lawsuit, even a bogus one, is terrifying. Chloe was gleeful. She called it the easiest response of her career. She didn't just reply, she obliterated them. Her response letter, which she CC'd to the Bar Association for the other lawyer's frivolous claims, was beautiful. On point 1, the house. My client's ancestral home, inherited prior to any relationship with yours, is his sole and separate property. His decision to place said property into a trust to protect his family's legacy is his right. Your client's distress at not being able to liquidate her fiancé's heritage for a new build is not a recognized legal cause of action. It is, to use a legal term, tacky as hell. She really wrote that part. On point 2, the distress. The engagement was terminated after your client, by her own admission on a recorded phone call, which I'd taken post-attempted breaking and entering, attempted to gain unlawful entry to my client's home. The police report case filed for breaking and entering and vandalism is not an accusation. It is a statement of fact. The only humiliation present is your client's. On point 3, the ring. The ring was a conditional gift. The condition, marriage, was not met. My client has possession of the ring, as is his legal right. We have the receipt for the $16,500 he paid, and the counter threat. Furthermore, we have security footage from my client's workplace of your client and Miss Barbara harassing him, causing him to file a formal complaint with his HR department. Should you be foolish enough to proceed with this frivolous, vexatious suit, we will not only countersue for full legal fees, but we will also file for a civil harassment restraining order against both your clients, using the police report and the workplace harassment incident as evidence. We will also be pursuing the cost of damages for the jimmied lock and the 100-year-old antique ledger they damaged. We await your thoughtful reply. The shark lawyer dropped them within 24 hours. He sent Chloe a one-sentence email. My clients will no longer be pursuing this matter. He probably realized, A, they had no case, and B, they had lied to him about the break-in. The silence after that was golden. But the natural consequences? Those were loud. I heard through a mutual friend who profusely apologized for not seeing it that Tessa is in a bad way. She had apparently been pre-spending against the sale of the house. She'd taken out new credit cards, bought a whole new wardrobe, and put a non-refundable deposit on a catering hall for the wedding. She is apparently somewhere in the ballpark of $30,000 in debt. She had to give up her apartment and move back in with Barbara. The friends she was so worried about, the ones who would judge, they dropped her fast. Turns out a 30-year-old woman in debt, living with her mom, and whining about her stolen house isn't on the guest list for brunch at the new builds. Barbara is apparently radioactive, telling anyone who will listen that I am a con artist who swindled them. As for me, it cost me about $6,000 in legal fees to Chloe, family rate still, and for the security system repairs. It stings a lot. I sold the engagement ring, got $14,000 back, so I'm down $2,000, but I call that the idiot tax. I'm single. I'm not happy. I'm not celebrating. I'm at peace. This house, this creaky old house, it protected me. I put it in a trust to save it, and in the end, it saved me. It revealed exactly who Tessa was. Last night, I took the founder's ledger to a specialist bookbinder. He said he can fix the spine. He said the craftsmanship is remarkable. I'm just working on the house now. Fixing the plaster that fell, sanding the floors. It's quiet. It's my home, my legacy, and it's safe.